So out in our backyard, we've got in the house we've got the dining table, just the kitchen table, and then we have a big sliding glass doors and a little porch, and then the backyard, which is very small. But I've got a bird feeding station out there, and then behind there's big trees and bushes and everything. It's a dedicated green space, so we get a lot of birds. And it's springtime. And in springtime, the birds have something on their mind, something very close to what Van Morrison was singing about. So we were just watching, right? The girls go by dressed up for each other, and the boys do the boogie woogie on the corner of the street. And honest to God, that's exactly what they were doing. So we have several flocks of red-winged blackbirds. And if you've ever seen a red-winged blackbird, of course it's black all over, jet black, shiny black, except for their shoulder patches. And they have a red patch on the shoulder. But this is the first time, I've always loved red-winged blackbirds, but this year is the first time that we've actually been up really close to them so I can actually see what they're doing. And what happens in the spring is for the males, the red patch grows. So it's not like the rest of the year. All right? They grow huge. And there's red and then orange and then yellow underneath. And when they get in the mood, they can raise those feathers, and it's amazing. They're literally, Annie was saying, we were watching them, it's like they've got LED lights in their shoulders. They look luminescent, even in the daytime. So, of course, there's some ladies, red-winged blackbirds, trying to have a nice brunch at the feeding station. And here comes the guys, right? Doing the boogie woogie on the corner of the street. And those shoulder patches just grow up. And then their wings go out and they go like this, right? They're just shaking like that. And they'll shake, and then they go around and around the females, facing the females and shaking, right? I'm sure it's irresistible. The females pay no attention to them whatsoever. They just keep eating their seeds. But it reminded me of Van Morrison's song. Genevieve, you look like you got something to say about it.
Just this weekend, we were out for a walk on Sunday and we saw a lot of red-winged blackbirds, which is unusual. I don't tend to see them out and about. And so I think it's fun that you are seeing them where you are, and they're also down here by me.
Well, they were out on the corner doing the boogie woogie this morning, and they're truly very handsome, very beautiful birds. The doves are all chasing, well, at least the male doves are chasing the female doves around too. And the male doves are, um, they just will not leave the females alone. They will chase them, walk, run, fly, and chase them all over the yard. But it's the red-winged blackbirds that are really beautiful. Okay, so I thought it would be a good idea to pay some attention. It's springtime, and that's the kind of energy that's out there. I also wanted to say something about, I don't know whether either one of you were here. Maybe Genevieve was, I don't remember. Genevieve, were you here yesterday? No, you weren't, were you? And Jill, you were not either, but Catherine was. I wanted to say something about something Catherine said yesterday. And I actually have a bunch that I want to say, but I want to wait for Jack to be here. And he's not going to be here today, so we'll do this maybe tomorrow or when I think he's going to be. Are you all going to be here tomorrow? Jill, you going to be here? Maybe. Okay, so anyway, we'll do it someday when everybody's here, because this is a really important topic. But I'm just going to set that aside for right now, and just address something that Catherine said yesterday. So we were working on a move, right, called Three dantians, one, two, three. Three dantians, open and close, and open and close. And we worked on that for like an hour. And when we were done, Catherine said, oh, Catherine, just say what you said yesterday.
Sure. I said that I was high, like when I smoke weed, and I wasn't dizzy. I was really high. And it actually lasted for like half an hour after the end of the class. It was great, great feeling. And I know that it's the class. I mean, it's not that I smoked before, and it was just, I don't know, the way I practiced yesterday. I was really into it, and it just happened.
Yeah. So what I wanted to talk about, I'm going to wait
How
for
to get
most of it here, but I wanted to comment on what Catherine said because she's absolutely right. This is a very well known phenomenon. This is not just Catherine having this experience. Anyone who gets into Qigong seriously will, and if they have a good teacher, will experience something like this. It has to do with a lot of things, but it has to do with really opening the body and then oxygenating the body very deeply. So into all parts of the body. And after you do that for a good hour or so, you'll feel stoned. Now it's not like a real stone that leaves you kind of fuzzy. In fact, it enlivens you and it does stay for a while. What I was going to say, however,
It's not stone. It's high. It's different.
it's
I mean,
high. You're right. You're right. You're right. The
not
language.
the
It
same.
is a high.
Yeah.
It's not the same as being
Mm.
stoned, but it's a kind of high, and it's great. And the more you practice qigong and even tai chi, the more you will get that kind of feeling from time to time. But what I was going to say is this, because you guys are all serious students. Whatever you do, don't chase that feeling. Don't say to yourself, oh, that felt really good. I want it to happen again. I'm going to go make it happen. Don't chase your chi and don't push your chi. If it happens, that's great. If it doesn't happen, that's great too. Whatever happens is great. And I want to go into a lot more detail about that because if you do chase your chi or push your chi or try to make something happen, you can have bad effects. You can have negative effects. And you don't want those. You want to avoid those, right? And it comes not from Qigong per se or Tai Chi per se, but from the from chasing it, from pushing things. So any sport or art you get into, you're going to get into because it's positive. You get positive effects from that. But if you start pushing it, the pushing of it can produce negative effects. All right. And this is very well known in China. They actually have a word for it. It's called Qigong deviation. And I've known one person who pushed themselves into that, and you don't want to go there, all right? Because you'll have bad effects, and I mean bad effects that you'll have to deal with. It's not qigong that creates it; it's your intensity and you're chasing after positive things that you can't chase and you can't make them happen. It's like love. Jill, it's like love. You can't make it happen. It just happens naturally. If you chase it, I should tell the blackbirds out there, if you chase it, sometimes you drive it away. All right. So instead, you just let your shoulder pads swell up and be really red and orange, and just hope that somebody is attracted to that. Okay, guys, this is going to be your day to practice some of the things that we've been working on for the last week or so now. And Jill hasn't been here, so she doesn't know a lot of these things. Genevieve has kind of been in and out, but Catherine has been here. So Catherine's going to lead today. And what I think you should do is the Hunyan Qigong series. As I've said many times, you cannot do the whole series. All right, so you have to pick and choose. And we've got less than half an hour now. I would pick something like just 3 or 4 moves, and work on those a little bit. And since Jill is definitely still in the learning curve, and Genevieve too, to a degree, this will also be a chance to do a little teaching if you want.
Oh,
Catherine, is that good for you?
oh, I definitely cannot do some teaching. I'm not good enough. Can I mix some Fang Sang Gong with the other one?
One of the things I mentioned the other day is in China, uh, sometimes they'll do a routine and just stick to that routine. But usually, in fact, they sort of mix a lot of things together. Just like sort of like when you're cooking. Sometimes you might cook a dish and it's just that dish. But often when you're putting a meal together, you're mixing together all kinds of stuff, right? So yes, of course, Catherine, whatever you want to do. All right, let me mute myself. I'll be here in case you have any questions.
Okay. How are you, Jin? Jill, are you better?
I'm better from this, but I'm still recovering from multiple all-nighters writing last week, and then turning something in, and then flying. No.
Well, that's a lot right now. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm a little low energy, but
Okay.
all right.
We'll do low qigong, low
Okay.
energy qigong.
All right.
Okay. First. first. close your door.
Have a great day, guys.
Thank you.
We'll
Yeah,
see you
thank
tomorrow.
Catherine.
Thank you, Catherine.
Hopefully see you tomorrow.
Yes.
Possibly not.
Take care.
Take care, Jill.
Thanks.